Hey everybody, it's Monday the 6th of April. Cheers. Folks, I know exactly what I'm doing, and folks who have intelligence and also background in psychology know that when I speak up like I do against the trolls and expressing my justified anger and frustration regarding politics, that's what it is. I'm not doing what they're doing. I'm responding in exasperation. My position is I'm the person who, let me make a metaphor, then I'm going to move on to music because I have some music to share. So it's like a person who has been, well, I'll just use it, slavery. Okay, because I have the, what we call the cellular memory as a people of the horrendous, the horror of slavery. So what I'm saying is I'm well aware of the institutional racism that is built into the American system with laws and the continued favored position of people with money, and particularly white people. So when I talk about politics and I rage against Trump, that is justified because that person and that whole system, the way it's corrupt and it's hard to get out, is so ongoing and so embedded and so normalized that when a person who's had enough and says, "Get up off my neck," stop being so unfair, you know, and I express it like a human with anger, I'm justified. It's not the same. It's not being childish. It's saying, okay, and I'll explain it over and over and over again. Of course, I see someone responded to that person. I'll call that person a jerk if I want to, and I'm not dictating. Again, this is what we deal with. People are so stupid. Ain't nobody dictating shit over here. It's that stupidity again. I'll always address it, okay? And I'll continue to speak out. Okay, I will, because of the long-standing... Okay, you had enough, haven't you? I had a good day. And here's something that goes along those lines, okay? Yesterday was the record show in Omaha. And I went and I spent a good part of the day there. I went twice. So if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see that I posted a picture of me and a blonde kid, young person named Sam. And I hadn't seen Sam since he was a little boy. And I posted the picture once I found it because I worked with his aunt at Community Alliance, Mental Health Services. And I was a DJ for someone in his family's wedding, okay? And so that's how I would encounter Sam. I have a picture of me holding Sam when he might be 6 or 7 with his red hair. And he's just as cute as can be. I just love children and babies. I love to hold the baby. I do. So anyway, his family, and if they happen to see this, I'm not lying. They're a bunch of white folks who are, there's Trumpers in their family, if not the whole damn family, unfortunately. So when I post a picture and I see the comments from people, which are all real positive and real fun, there's one from, I won't say her name because she was one of the people I worked with, related to Sam's family. And so she asked me this. Let me see. I want to write it. I want to read it to you because it's like, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying by not saying. She asked me, so what we want to know is, it's a beautiful picture. And she read it already. This is what it said. Okay, so here's a picture of Sam. Go look at it on my Facebook page if you're friends with me or follow me. So Pat says, so I say, anyway, some woman asked me because of the pictures, is he a family friend? Family friend? And so I respond to her, I used to work with his aunt. And then Pat, who's partnered with Joanne, pipes in and says, Dereck worked with Joanne and me. So I say to Pat, hi, Pat, long time. So Pat responds, hello. The big question is, did Sam approach you or did you approach Sam? Glad to see you're doing well. And I responded to her, you guys are silly. I'd have had no idea who Sam was. I didn't recognize him until he spoke to me. He approached me, and he reminded me of the picture taken of us at someone's wedding reception. I don't suffer fools. We got a lot of dumb people, okay? And we have a lot in his family. See, here's the deal. I also know why she said that, because I'd seen Sam since seeing him as a little boy. I saw him again at another wedding reception or something when he was a preteen, and he was with his friends. And so he was acting all cool. He didn't remember me at that time because I approached him and said, remember me, Sam? And he didn't, but he was sitting at a table with his buddies. So it's kind of like, well, he was like, how do I respond? I got to be cool. Probably his friends are all racist, So I'll continue to speak out, folks. And the other thing that I know that this is bullshit I'm dealing with is I always look to see, is this person online for a while? And no, it's almost always someone starts an account that moment in order to needle me. That tells me everything. Okay, so you people, fuck you, okay? That's for a whole lot of people. You deserve that. Okay? Y'all people need to get your shit together. All right? Ain't nobody dictating shit, dumbasses. Who? If I had to talk to people like this in person, I can be decent because I know how to do it, But I'd slam your shit in the ground as far as your stupidity. Dumb motherfuckers. No, you don't get no respect from me. A lot of you people are, if you're still with me, this is real life. What I'm dealing with. So if you're saying, come on with the records already, you need to be chill out. If you were me and lived through what I have lived through, you would understand better. So that's why I don't back down. Okay, so getting back to the record show. The record show was fun. And it was fun, and it was also slightly bittersweet. We're all getting older. So one of the sellers who's always at the show, has been there forever, had passed, I found out in January, Dan Norman. He's another example of me dealing with the world. Dan was ex-police and very redneck, very racist, and yet we got along because I would call him out on his shit. I caught him one time at Almost Music. We were talking, and something came up, and he went full redneck on me, and I was able to respond intelligently to everything he said, which made him respect me even more because I was able to point out to him, you're just spouting off a lot of points of view that were fed to you by someone. None of this you're saying about my people is true, it's so unnecessary. And so we became closer, last record show in the fall, he was there and looked poorly and apparently either had or was about to have brain surgery. He passed. Well, anyway, long story short, his adult children were there with his collection trying to sell it off. So they started selling everything at $5, except for the Beatles. And then when I came back, they reduced everything to $2. So I bought a bunch of stuff that nobody else wants. And chances are some of that I don't want. But was my pleasure when I was younger. about cutouts and being able to get records 3 for $1, you know, and just have fun looking at the records, the graphics, reading. I love it. So I haven't gone through everything because I got a lot. I might have maybe bought 50 records. Had fun. Saw a lot of people. Let's just dig in because I haven't played everything. So that'll be what I do today. The Damnation of Adam Blessing. I've had their second album for years. And so this, I only paid $10 tops for anything that I bought yesterday. And most everything I bought was either $5 or $2. And that's when I went ahead and said, okay, let me just start grabbing this old stuff so I can listen to it and have, that was my fun. This is one I paid more for. It was $25 and they marked it down to $10 for me. There was a seller from Lincoln. Spencer is his name. I couldn't think of his name at the time. I always recognize him. We've worked together. He was on the board of Lincoln Calling Music Festival, which I played several times. He had a grip of records on the Orange Milk label. And he had them because of Darren Keane with the band Problems, the Act Problems, I should say. And Darren had a cassette out on this label. It's an electronic label. When I started posting these, someone called it vaporwave. I don't care about genres, and I'm not going to call this a vaporwave. It's electronic music to me, and really cool. So I bought all of the Orange Milk titles that he had, and he sold them all to me for $10 a piece. I haven't listened to them all yet, but I like this label, and everything I hear, it hits me fresh. Like this, CVN is the artist. IC. I love the graphics. Do the graphics give an indication how the music sounds? They really do. They really do. This is fresh. I'm not going to be able to show you everything I bought. I'll show some things, primarily what I played. Country Joe and the Fish, CJ and the Fish. I like them, and I've had their first or second album forever. I had never heard this all the way through. I was surprised at how good and how much this band really exemplifies the ideal sound of hippie in my mind of the 60s. This is one of those bands, along with, actually, frankly, Santana, even though that's quite Hispanic. I think of hippie, I think of Santana. Interesting, huh? But this sound, too, this is, oh, man, this is good. Song after song, sing, 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 she's a bird. It just went on. It's like, oh, man. And then this is one where I messed up. I bought 2 copies of this, not thinking I was getting the other one. But I'm keeping this one because this is an original. That's an older Vanguard label. This was pleasant. I was like, oh yeah. Here's another one out of the past. I used to have this and got rid of it before I really appreciated. That's the other thing I'm happy about. Because of the passage of time and experience, my reasons for listening now are different than when I was younger. When I was younger, I was looking for certain elements. Now, when I get stuff, my focus is what's happening. Is it good? Is it interesting? It's expanded. And so as a result, Thomas Rapp, Pearls Before Swine. He has a real pronounced lisp when he sings, which I think kept him from being more mainstream. I used to have this album, Sun Forest. I like the Blue Thumb label. This is really good. It's really well crafted. Every song stands out. The arrangements, his words. These are good words. That's the other thing about music is that, man, so many records are, for me, ruined by just the most pedestrian lyrics. That's a good one. I used to have another album by this band, didn't like it, kept it for a long time, never got into it, got rid of it. But I never had this one, New York Rock and Roll Ensemble, Faithful Friends. This is the album where, is this the one? Yeah, this is the one where they did a performance with Leonard Bernstein and an orchestra, their version of Brandenburg. Michael Kamen and two of these other guys were music students at, and that's why they called it this, upper brow. And the mix of classical and rock back then was not common. This is pretty good, and I'm surprised that it's like, well, this doesn't really sound like that other album that I got from them. This is pretty good. It also, I'm seeing that it has the original insert. Cool. This is what I plan to do today is just sit and nostalgically, and it's nostalgia. Nostalgically go through these records. I'll show a couple more. Here's one where I upgraded. I've had this album forever. Bought it as a cutout as a teen. Finally got to get an upgrade copy. Excuse me, Show of Hands, formerly Anthrax. This is one of those cool kind of records that I was always looking for as a kid. This is somewhere between progressive rock and just straight rock and roll. It's unusual. And the name of the band was Anthrax. That's why they say Show of Hands, formerly Anthrax. So I was able to upgrade that copy. This was great in the $2. They had a bunch of Beatles stuff. It was marked down, but this was in the $2 pile because it's just an interview. But this I bought, again, this is pure nostalgia. I remember seeing these Exploito Beatle records back in the day when you could sell a piece of shit by the Beatles. Okay, this is just an interview with John Lennon. They made an album out of it. I dropped the needle on it just for the nostalgia's sake, but it was only $2, and so this goes into my Beatles collection. Let me find this other one I want to show that I was happy to find this. I was just talking about it. Another Beatles record. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. I was able to finally, I got a bunch of records. Well, I got Beatles 65, okay? I don't know, I got a bunch of records. The last thing I'll show today, keep speaking up, people. We have to talk down this racism and this hate and this stupidity. We must address it and confront it because it's dangerously out of control. Look at all the weird shit that people have said and posted about the eclipse. It's like people are just saying any old thing, pulling it out of their ass. Who knows why it's being done, and yet it proliferates. I'm not a Democrat. That's the other thing that lets me know that these people are full of shit. They're the ones telling me they think they know what I'm doing. They don't. They keep showing me. They're stupid. I hate the two-party system. We're stuck with it. I'm not riding with motherfucking Biden. I know that Trump is fucking garbage. And he represents the worst of us. So anytime you folks come over here trying to criticize me, speaking truth, you show me your ass every fucking time. Go ahead, comment. This was one of the finds of the day. I've been after this for a while. It's not a great album. It's got a great cover. And I just haven't been able to find it forever. The Rascals. The Island of Real. It's a good album. This is where they were starting to incorporate jazz elements into their records. And I didn't look at this to see. Well, Dave Sanborn's on here. Joe Farrell is on here. Okay, see. Hubert Laws is on here. All right, enough said. I love that cover. Always have. I like good graphics. The Island of Rio. The Island of Rio. Okay. So, last thing to say is I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize at all for being me and doing my channel the way I do. Unlike every other channel, I do not ask you to subscribe. I don't dictate anything over here. Because of the way that I speak, I'm able to separate the dumbasses from decent people. You show me your ass, or you show me your love through the comments, and and I'm just not putting up with it. We need more people to be adults in the room. Because of money and because of white man's privilege, shit like what Trump is doing and the ongoing injustice of institutional racism is normal. People think it's normal. It's not normal. It's not okay. So if that drives you away from me, that's just too goddamn bad. I'm speaking what I know, okay? And I will not be gaslighted by people who don't like what I say. I'll continue to put you fuckers on the spot. You need to grow up and get your mind and your heart together. Blaming. This country was built by immigrants. This is so insane what's going on, okay? Enjoy the eclipse.